Hey, what's going on? So we are going to be using this program, this online program called Scratch. Some of you may be familiar with it to learn about the computer hardware unit concepts, specifically the computer model. So it's a big overview of the parts, their roles for pretty much anything that we call a computer. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just follow along with me, and you should be okay. This is going to be recorded over different parts, just so that in case you complete a part, you know you're done with that piece, and then you can move on to the next part, either that same day or a separate day, okay, depending on how time allows. But you can rewind and go back into the video or forward if you need to. So here we go. Go ahead and click on Create at the top. That'll get this editor window open. You'll see this load screen, and then this will open up. You will have some options up here that say Scratch, a drop down File, Edit, Tutorials, a box that says Untitled, a button for sharing, another button to see your project page, your little icon to see your other projects, and then for your profile or account, there's a set of options up here. Then you have 3 tabs: Code, Costumes, Sounds. Let me go back to Code. You have this workspace here for the code. You have these different code sections or categories for dragging blocks into this coding space. Then you also have a stage, and you have information about the things that you put on the stage, which are called sprites down here. It's like a properties box, so along with the collection of all the sprites that are used in this project, and the background. Toward the bottom, you have options to add a sprite or a backdrop. There's also some other options to add extensions over here, but we don't have to worry about those. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. First, let's go ahead and change this name, and you're going to go ahead and type in computer model. Okay, if you can't find that underscore, don't worry. So I've clicked that, and I click it off to the side here, and it should auto save there. If not, just go ahead and click on save now, and that should save it. All right, first off, we're going to get started with just drawing some basic shapes in this workspace. We don't need this little cat. It's called a sprite, so everything that we add on is considered a sprite. So we're going to go ahead and move your mouse over this sprite picture. Go ahead and press the garbage can. That'll get rid of that little sprite. Let's go ahead and click on this little cat head down here to choose a sprite. And we're actually going to use the paintbrush because we're going to end up creating our own sprite. When you do that, this little icon will appear. And then the costume tab automatically opens up here, the blank costume. So we're creating our first sprite here. Again, a sprite treated like a character in a play or a movie. It can have more than one costume, just like if you were an actor, we can change you out of different costumes. Right now, there's nothing here, so we have an invisible actor or sprite, and in addition, that sprite is not even on stage. So our sprites are going to be very simple here. We're going to choose a rectangle, and I'm going to ask you to draw a fairly large rectangle like that. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and choose green for right now. You can go in and change them later. So go ahead and choose green. And then the last thing that we need here is we're going to need some text. So we'll go ahead and type in T for text. And I'm going to type in, whoops, let me change the font color here. So I typed in T, but I forgot to change the color of the font. So there we go. We're going to put computer. This represents the entire computer. And in parentheses like that, I'm going to put a little asterisk. I'll actually, whoops, let me just put that. Let's just put a 1. And I'll explain that some more later. So for right now, just put that. Okay, so we've got our first sprite here, and it's on our stage. All right, let's just go ahead and click on code. Once we've clicked on code, we have this mouse here. We can move the sprite a little. We're going to place it right there. Okay, next step here. So we want about equal sides on the left and on the right. We're going to go ahead and create a another sprite. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's click on this sprite, and where it says sprite 1 up here in the properties, let's go and rename it. So we'll go ahead and call this computer, and then just press enter. After you press enter, you should see this name be updated. It should not say sprite 1. Okay.